Hi, I'm Marshall. I'm the owner of Going Gear, and I'm here in our store in Smyrna, Georgia. This is the quick and dirty review of the JETBeam 2 Pro.
All right, here we are with what are currently the 6 different versions of the JETBeam Jet 2 Pro. We have it in aluminum, 4 titanium, and a copper model, a beryllium copper alloy, which is a pretty cool finish. 4 different finishes of the titanium, and then 1 of the aluminum. Really reasonable price on these. So the retail is right about $50 on the aluminum one, which considering everything you get in there, it's got a lot going on in there. So I think that's a great price on these. Titanium and the copper are obviously more expensive, but you get the different materials. If you like copper, you get the really cool anodizing, the really cool finishes, and then the beryllium copper model is just really cool to look at. Great finish on it, and really nice aesthetics. So those are the different versions of them. So basic specs, we're going to pull the packaging over here. You've got 510 lumens on max output, 150 hours on the lowest output, 138 meters, which is really respectable for like this size. 2 meters of water resistance and the 1.5 meters of impact rating. And as always, you can get the full specs on our site, goinggear.com, or watch the extended version of this video, and we go over everything way more in depth. So some really interesting features on these, because you're going to see the same output, the same LED, the same basic functions and everything on all the different models. The differences are going to be in the materials. But some common features that they have the Cree XPL High LED. So you got that domeless LED, or the flat dome. It gives it a nice tight concentrated beam, which normally a light this size, putting out this kind of output, you're normally going to get about 80 or 90 meters. So this one gets 138 meters, so it is a true little pocket thrower, especially considering the size. All controlled by a side switch. You got that nice round metal side switch, rectangular one on the beryllium copper model. And one thing that I think that sets this apart and makes this one of my favorite little EDC lights is the bezel. So you've got this really cool bezel on here that you can flip around and get these just nasty, super aggressive crenulations. Not really something that I would want to put in my pocket when it has that on there, but having that option, it's just fun to have it on there. Maybe I'll make a video where I just destroy a 2x4 with it or something. Another nice feature that it has is that it doesn't have to have a bezel on there. So I don't know why you would want exposed threads, but you have that ability because the lens is recessed down below the bezel. And then they also all come, with the exception of the copper model, a flat bezel. So you can just thread that flat bezel on there if you just want the flat one, or you can flip around the crenulated one. You got a bunch of different options. Really nice sturdy pocket clip. You can remove that if you want. Again, with the exception of the copper model, all of these need to have the pocket clip properly oriented. So there's a little divot down in there and a divot on the pocket clip that sets down in there. Make sure that is in place. Otherwise, you'll not get proper operation. It may not turn on, or you won't get some of the modes because it'll flicker and things like that because it's not making contact properly. So make sure that pocket clip is seated in there properly. And also, these come locked out from the manufacturer. So I'll show you how to get it out of that here in just a minute. But really cool aesthetics on this. The 4 different titanium models. You've got a black wash finish. You've got a reddish, purplish, and blue. You've got a stone washed or bead blasted. I'm not sure what they call this finish, but a nice matte, sort of matte finish on the just plain titanium. And then you have one that has a yellow green and then the blue accents. And then there is your beryllium copper. Again, same specs and output and everything on all these. You're just going to get the different materials. So let me use the aluminum one and I will show you the operation of it. Oh, another note is that you see there are some slots on the back of the special edition ones, and those are for tritium. So if you're in a place where you can get tritium easily, which is not the United States, it requires a pretty specialized license. There are, of course, ways to get it, but you're not going to find it at any retail store or anything like that. But they have slots in the back if you want to put tritium in there. The aluminum one does not have that. It does have lanyard attachment points. They do all have a lanyard attachment point for the included lanyard. The included lanyard is actually pretty nice included lanyard, spare O-ring, manual, all that stuff, even though they have different packagings on the different models. So the interface, tap that side switch, it's going to turn the light on, press and hold, it'll cycle through your different outputs. While it's on, double click and it'll go straight into your max output of the 510 lumens. Double click from off and it'll go straight into the moonlight mode, which I love. I use it a lot, great for up close kind of stuff. It'll go straight into that, and if you press and hold while it's in moonlight, it actually does not cycle through your other outputs, which I figured out when I was making the extended video. It just cycles between the moonlight and the high, so something interesting. And then triple click will go into your strobe, and then you also have a timer in there. So if you have it turned on, click it 4 times, you'll see a few flashes or a couple flashes. 2 flashes means that it is going to be on for 3 minutes. 3 means it's going to be on for 9 minutes. So kind of an interesting feature that I've actually found pretty useful. You also have lockout, so press and hold and it will flash after a few seconds. That's when you know it's in lockout mode, so the light will not turn on with the exception of strobe. You can still get into strobe, but triple clicking isn't something that you're going to really do accidentally. So press and hold to get back out of that, and you are out of the lockout and the light functions as normal. All the models are powered by a single CR123 battery. They can also use RCR123 batteries, which are rechargeable lithium-ion batteries, which I think are great, especially if you're going to be using the light a decent amount, because you can recharge them. You don't have to keep on feeding it relatively expensive cells. And we have a bundle on the site where you can get the light, 2 batteries, and a charger for a pretty decent price. So let's go ahead and take this outside, and we'll show you how it does outside.
All right, we're outside with the JETBeam 2 Pro. Let's go ahead and try it out and see what it can do. Start out with the ultra low, so the lowest output, the moonlight. Very usable amount of light, as you can see, great for up close kind of stuff and really good battery life. Let's show you the higher outputs. So there's your max output. Tree right there is about 30 feet away. Dock house down there on the lake is about 100 feet away. Let's zoom in just so you can see how well that's lit up. Obviously everything lit up really well. Pretty impressive distance out of a light this size. And if you want to see me go out to a longer distance, go over everything a little bit more in depth, check out the extended version of this video. We'll have a link down in the description if I remember. If not, just check my channel. Let me show you those other outputs. Just cycle through them real quick, kind of shine it around. So there you go. That is the JETBeam 2 Pro. I highly recommend it. They did a great job with this light. If you like it, you can buy it from me at goinggear.com. As always, get going and start something. Thanks for watching.